to CV Tales channel. Thank you for watching and listening to CV Tales. You are the best.
After the contest, Awotu's life began to change in ways she hadn't expected. Her speech had touched many people in the village, and they started seeing her not just as the girl who had suffered, but as a strong, determined young woman with a future. Even the teachers at her school took notice. They praised her for her bravery, and some even said they believed she would one day become a great lawmaker. But it wasn't just the praise that changed things for Awotu. It was her own belief in herself that grew stronger. She felt like the eagle of light Mama Kura had spoken about. She was soaring higher and higher, and she knew there was no limit to what she could achieve. One afternoon, as she was sitting under her favorite tree with Amina, talking about school and the future, Mama Kura came to visit. She moved slowly, but her presence was always strong, like the wind that whispered through the trees. Awotu, she said, your journey is just beginning. I have seen the light in your heart grow brighter, and I know you are ready for the next step. Awotu looked at Mama Kura, curious. What step, Mama Kura? Mama Kura sat down beside her. It is time for you to learn how to use your voice, not just in words, but in action. If you want to be a lawmaker, you must understand the law, the people, and the power of justice. Awotu listened closely. She had always dreamed of becoming a lawmaker, but she didn't know how to start. But how can I do that? I'm still in school, she said. Mama Kura smiled. Every journey starts with a single step. There is someone in the village you should meet. His name is Chief Oko. He is wise in the ways of justice and law, and he helps settle disputes in the village. Go to him. Learn from him. Awotu's heart raced with excitement and a little fear. Chief Oko was well known in the village as a fair and just leader. He had a deep, booming voice and always spoke with authority. People respected him, and many came to him when they needed help with problems that couldn't be solved on their own. The next day, Awotu gathered her courage and went to visit Chief Oko. His house was on the edge of the village, near the river. As she walked up the path, she could hear the sound of the river flowing gently in the background. When she knocked on the door, a deep voice called out, "Come in." Awotu entered, her heart pounding. Chief Oko was sitting at a large wooden table, looking over some papers. He had a kind face, but there was a seriousness in his eyes that made Awotu feel small. "Ah, Awotu," he said, as if he had been expecting her. "I heard your speech at the contest. You spoke with great passion. What brings you to my home?" Awotu swallowed her nerves and spoke. "Mama Kura told me I should come to you. I want to learn about justice and how to help people through the law. I want to be a lawmaker one day, and I thought maybe you could teach me." Chief Oko leaned back in his chair, studying her for a moment. Then he nodded slowly. "The path of justice is not an easy one, young Awotu. It requires wisdom, patience, and strength of heart. Are you ready for such a challenge?" "I am," Awotu said firmly, though her voice shook a little. Chief Oko smiled faintly. "Very well, we will begin with something simple. Come with me." He led Awotu outside to the village square, where people gathered to talk, sell goods, and solve problems. The first thing you must learn, Chief Oko said, is to listen. A lawmaker's power is not in making rules, but in understanding the people and their needs. Only then can you create laws that are fair. Awotu watched as Chief Oko greeted the villagers. They came to him with their troubles, arguments about land, disagreements about prices, and even family issues. He listened carefully to each one, asking questions, never rushing to make a decision. For weeks, Awotu shadowed Chief Oko, learning the ways of justice. She learned how to be patient, how to ask the right questions, and most importantly, how to listen with an open heart. She began to understand that justice wasn't just about punishment, but about finding balance and peace in the community. But as she grew stronger in her studies, she also began to think about her own pain, the hurt she had carried since the day the mechanic betrayed her trust. She realized that justice wasn't only about others, it was about herself too. One evening, after a long day of listening to the villagers, Awotu stayed behind with Chief Oko. Chief, she said quietly, how do you find peace after someone has wronged you? Chief Oko looked at her with kind eyes. Justice is not always about punishment, Awotu. Sometimes it is about finding peace within yourself. When we are hurt, we carry that pain like a heavy stone in our hearts. The law can help bring justice to the world, but true peace comes when you learn to let go of that stone. Awotu thought about his words for a long time. Could she ever let go of the pain the mechanic had caused her? Could she find peace within herself, even if the scars would always be there? Justice is not just about laws, it's about understanding people and their needs. True peace comes from letting go of the pain we carry, not from holding on to anger. Learning to listen is the first step to becoming a wise and fair leader. Chief Oko represents wisdom, fairness, and the importance of listening to others. The river near Chief Oko's house symbolizes the constant flow of life and justice, always moving, always changing. The heavy stone Awotu carries in her heart symbolizes the emotional burden of her past, which she must learn to release to find true peace. Awotu's journey toward becoming a lawmaker has only just begun. As she learns more about justice, she must also confront her own feelings and decide how to move forward. What will she do next? Will she find the peace she seeks? The story continues. Drop your comments, please, and thanks for listening. Months passed, and Awotu continued to learn from Chief Oko. With each lesson, she grew stronger and more confident in her abilities. She learned not only how to listen to people, but also how to see both sides of every argument, finding solutions that were fair and just. The villagers began to respect her, seeing in her the same wisdom and strength they saw in Chief Oko. Then, one day, a remarkable opportunity came to the village. The government was offering a scholarship to bright students who showed leadership and potential in law. The scholarship would allow the winner to study law at the university and eventually become a real lawmaker. When Awotu heard about it, her heart raced. This was her dream, the chance she had been waiting for. Amina and Mama Kura encouraged her to apply, and Chief Oko told her she was more than ready. You have learned well, Awotu, Chief Oko said. You have the heart of a leader and the mind of a lawmaker. Go and show the world what you are capable of. The scholarship committee invited candidates to present their vision for justice and law in the country. Awotu worked day and night on her presentation, pouring everything she had learned from Chief Oko and her own experiences into her speech. She wanted to show how the law could not only punish but also protect and heal, just like she had begun to heal from her own pain. On the day of the presentation, Awotу stood before a panel of judges and an audience filled with important leaders from the community. Her hands trembled slightly, but as she began to speak, she felt the power of her words flow through her. My name is Awotу, and I believe the law is more than rules. It is a promise to protect the weak, to give a voice to the voiceless, and to ensure that no one suffers in silence, she began. I have faced pain and loss in my life, but through the guidance of wise leaders and the support of my community, I have learned that justice is not only about punishment. It is about fairness, understanding, and compassion. Awotu's voice grew stronger as she spoke about her dream of becoming a lawmaker, how she wanted to create laws that protected children, supported families, and brought peace to the community. When we listen to each other and understand each other's pain, we can create a world where justice heals instead of harms. That is the world I want to help build. When she finished, the room erupted in applause. Awotu's heart soared, not just because of the applause, but because she had shared her dream with the world. She had shown them who she truly was and what she believed in. A few weeks later, the village gathered to hear the results of the scholarship. Awotу stood among the other candidates, her heart racing with excitement and nervousness. The head of the committee stepped forward and announced the scholarship to study law at the university goes to Awotу. The crowd cheered, and Awotu's eyes filled with tears of joy. Amina hugged her tightly, and Mama Kura stood proudly in the background, her eyes shining with pride. Chief Oko gave her a nod of approval, his face filled with quiet pride. Awotу had done it. She had won the scholarship and was on her way to becoming a lawmaker. Years passed and Awotу went to university, where she studied hard and learned everything she could about the law. Her determination and passion impressed her professors, and she excelled in her studies. Eventually, she graduated with honors and returned to her village as a lawmaker. As a lawmaker, Awotу worked tirelessly to create laws that protected the vulnerable, especially children, and ensured justice for all. She never forgot the lessons she had learned from Chief Oko, Mama Kura, and her own journey of healing. She made sure that every law she helped create was built on fairness, compassion, and the understanding that true justice heals wounds. Perseverance leads to success. No matter how difficult the journey, if you keep working hard and believing in yourself, you can achieve your dreams. Justice is not just about punishment. True justice is about understanding fairness and healing the wounds of the past. Brings peace. Holding on to anger can weigh you down, but learning to let go and forgive can set you free. Support from others is important. Awotu's journey shows how important it is to have people who believe in you, like Amina, Mama Kura, and Chief Oko. Awotu's story teaches us that with courage, hard work, and the support of others, we can overcome our past and rise to great heights. Awotу became not only a lawmaker but also a symbol of hope and justice for her village and beyond. The eagle of light within her had truly soared.